Michael Chandler, do you want to go to war? Yeah, you little fucking fool.
What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, the boy Conor McGregor is back. It's official. Dana White announced it off a sticky note at the post-fight press conference. You gotta love Dana White. Bro's not gonna promote this shit during UFC 300. Bro's just gonna read it off a fucking printed out piece of paper at the post-fight. That's a alliteration. But yeah, today I'm gonna be talking about what I think of this fight, who I think's gonna win, and I'm gonna be talking about the pay-per-view card that the UFC should be putting together. I did a similar video a few weeks ago, excuse me. But now that we know the date, we know the main event is for real, I'm going to be giving my detailed prediction of McGregor versus Chandler. And I'm going to be building a realistic pay-per-view card for UFC 303 in June. Let's talk about this main event. 170 pounds, 5 rounds. I like it. I like that it's at 170. I was kind of expecting it to be 3 rounds because that's what Conor was saying. And I honestly like the logic. I do like the idea that this guy is coming back, you know, not having to cut to 155. I mean, the fact that he's coming back and fighting Michael Chandler is low-key fucking crazy. Imagine any other 36-year-old fighter coming off one of the worst injuries. Like, imagine Chris Weidman came back from his injury and they were like, bro, you gotta fight fucking Sean Strickland now. You know, bro, you gotta fight fucking Drickus now, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they're not the same level, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? And the predictions on this fight are pretty much split down the middle. People think Chandler is going to win and they think Conor's washed. Or they're delusional like me and they think Conor McGregor is going to win this fight, bro. I know that it makes no logical fucking sense to pick Conor McGregor. Let me be super clear on that. Like a crystal ball. Trust, alright? I know it makes no sense to pick Conor. I know Chandler will probably win. But you know what, bro? I think Conor McGregor is going to win this by TKO, bro. I think Conor McGregor is going to TKO this motherfucker in round 1. Hear me out, dog. Hear me out right now, bruh. What's the best round of Conor McGregor? It's round 1. What's the best round of Michael Chandler? Round 1. The difference between these two is that in most round 1s, Michael Chandler is throwing the kitchen sink at his opponent. He's winging for the fences. He has supreme confidence. He's fast. He's sharp. He's bouncing around. He's mixing in the takedown. He does everything. He's perfect. He's just the most like insane athlete in the UFC. Conor McGregor in round 1 is literally untouchable. This dude literally will fucking land perfect kicks, dodge the way out of your shit, emote on you. He's way more versatile and I would say he's way better defensively. And even though there will probably be some ring rust, I don't think it'll be bad enough to where Conor McGregor's out there looking like Tony Ferguson, bro. If you think Conor McGregor is washed like Tony Ferguson, you're genuinely just a hater, bro. Like dead ass, that's the actual use of the word. You're actually just a hater, bro. There's no shot you think that Conor McGregor is as washed as Tony Ferguson. He was doing well against Dustin Poirier in the second fight. He was doing okay against him in the third fight. It should have been a no contest. Realistically speaking, it should be a no contest. I don't know why it got ruled a TKO. Dustin didn't do shit to cause that injury. Right? And now we're looking at a 3-year layoff. He's coming back. Michael Chandler's coming off a 2-year layoff or like a year and a half. Very long time for both of them. The difference is Conor McGregor is used to coming back from layoffs. He's used to recovering from a binge of fucking coke and alcohol. He's used to fighting in front of the biggest crowd of the you know, the year. Michael Chandler is more likely to do something stupid. Is that not fucking true? Is Michael Chandler not more likely to bum rush Conor McGregor? Pause. He probably liked it at this point. Is he not more likely to rush McGregor and get dropped? Can you not just see this motherfucker after a year and a half of begging for this fight? Just runs across the cage. Conor McGregor, you're just getting fucking slumped immediately. I can see it. I can see it, dude. And I just feel like the hype of the crowd, the moment, the build up, the press conference, all of it will lead to Michael Chandler doing something stupid like just diving for the leg straight away, trying to pick Conor up, or just running across the cage to do a big swing, or slipping on a big head kick, or doing some stupid shit. And then Conor is just a little bit more patient, a little bit more measured, like, all right, let me feel this out. I haven't been in here in a while. And then round 2, I feel like Chandler is just going to be a little bit slower, a little bit less like, you know, holy fuck, this is the moment, right? And I feel like Conor McGregor is going to be settled in and able to pick him apart with the front kicks to the body. the counter punching ability that he always has, that he still has in his sparring footage. And I know that it's sparring. We don't know who he's training with, but still, it's never mattered. Conor's always trained with fucking randos, bro. Conor's always trained with 60 overall fucking brown shirts in the gym, dog. Yeah, like, bro, it doesn't matter now. He's got this far. He's gonna be what he was. So my prediction is Michael Chandler does something stupid, gets cracked. People are like, holy fuck, Conor McGregor just hurt him. Chandler tries to shoot too late, or he just makes the biggest like takedown attempt ever just to try and entertain people. Conor McGregor kind of turns him up against the fence, starts beating the shit out of him, maybe catches him with a knee or something. I can weirdly see Chandler getting like a broken nose in this fight. I can see McGregor giving him some sort of injury like that and getting a late round 1, maybe early round 2 TKO up against the fence. Chandler just kind of sits down against the fence. Conor follows up. That's it. And that's the end of that. I really think this is not leaving round 2. If Chandler wins, it's by brutal fucking KO in round 2. I genuinely believe this fight is not leaving round 2. I'm doing little hand signals right now. But yeah, that is my prediction for this fight. I do think McGregor will somehow win this fight via brutal KO because UFC makes no fucking sense, dog. This shit makes absolutely no sense. Am I the only one that sees this? You guys are always talking about, oh, but he beat this guy beat him. Oh, this happened. Bro, it ain't that deep. Script writers already fucking dropped the leaks, bro. Conor's winning in round 2, bro. It's over, okay? So let's end that there. Let's talk about the pay-per-view card the UFC should put together. I have my handy graphic here that I made. And I'm going to be talking about some prelims I'd like to see. Then I'm going to be talking about a main card that I want to see. And the first prelim matchup that I want to see my boy Adrian Yanez versus Peyton Talbot. The one thing I like about these big cards is when we put on good prospects, right? Now, am I going to put a good prospect on the main card? Potentially. But it's a guy that the UFC is already force-feeding. You know who it is. But on the prelims, maybe headlining the early prelims, maybe opening up the main prelims on ESPN, I think Yanez versus Talbot is a great showcase bout, especially for Peyton Talbot. If he's as good as he looked in his last fight, this dude's going to be a fucking star, bro. This guy's genuinely getting comparisons to O'Malley. Yanez was supposed to be the next guy at bantamweight, so if he wins this one, it's a good bounce back for him. Bit of a step down in competition, but logical matchmaking in my opinion. You're getting a guy that got smoked in his last fight by a ranked contender versus a guy that people are saying, bro, give him a ranked opponent. So this is a good test before we give Peyton Talbot like Pedro Munoz or Kyler Phillips or something like that. I think this is a fun matchup on the prelims. Hardcores would be fucking dying for this one. Another prelim matchup that I believe would be a head prelim, or the second prelim before the main card. I want to see Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Two big motherfuckers at lightweight. Turner's coming off a loss to Moicano. The turnaround to June, I think it's not unreasonable. I think he didn't really take that much damage in that fight. He got TKO'd at the end, but otherwise, like, he was winning that fight, or he was kind of getting wrestled. He wasn't really getting like TKO'd standing up and like forced to shoot. He just kind of got taken down and gassed out. So I think Jalen Turner can come back relatively quickly. And I would say a little bit of a step down in competition, fighting a guy outside the rankings. That's pretty fair. Like, Bahamondes just got a nasty KO in his last fight. I don't think he's going to wrestle. I think we're going to get two lanky lightweights with big power scrapping it out on the feet. This is a banger prelim matchup, in my opinion. I would love to see this fight. Jalen Turner, Ignacio Bahamondes. Let's fucking do it, you guys. And headlining the prelims. Guys, this is a legend of the channel. I'm feeling lightheaded. Let me drink some fucking water, dude. Something these two do not drink is water. Might have to edit out the water dripping. Anyways, let's move on. I'll edit that out. These two guys up next. I mean, this is a prelim matchup. This is headlining the prelims for sure. One of the best fights you can make in the UFC. I want to see Shamil Gaziev versus Tai Tuivasa. Bro, I just want to hear John Anik on commentary trying to defend it. And these two pigs will be fighting tonight. But yeah, bro, let's make Shamil Gaziev versus Tai Tuivasa. Somebody's cardiac arrest has got to activate, and I can't wait for this one. I think this is a prime, Las Vegas prelim headliner. Someone's getting fucked up. And all jokes aside, this is actually an interesting matchup because Gaziev's not even that bad. I know we all meme at him. I can't even look at him without laughing. But he is actually all right. Like, he did good against Tuivasa. I mean, what's his name? Rosenstrike. And, you know, Tuivasa, I could see him losing to Gaziev. But if he wins, it'll be by brutal KO. And we'll get some great memes about, you know, Gaziev getting fucking popped like a volleyball, dude. So I'm going to say Tuivasa versus Gaziev. Let's put that on the prelims. Let's get serious, guys. Let's stop being funny. Stop joking around, guys. Let's make a main card for this pay-per-view. And opening up the pay-per-view, it's International Fight Week. It's a big pay-per-view, probably the biggest card of the year, aside from UFC 300, of course. You know who has to open it up. The boy, Bot Nickel, has to take on Roman Kopylov. All the Kopy lovers will unite to pray and to hope that they knock out, you know, that Kopylov hits a head kick KO and, boy, it's just alcohol, boy. It's just alcohol. You acting like a kid, doing too much. Bo Nickel, this guy's running his barbershop. He's running up the wins in the UFC against absolute bots. Let's give him a decent opponent next up, because he did call out Roman Kopylov. I know he was kind of awkward on the mic, but he did actually call out Kopylov. And I could definitely see this opening up a pay-per-view. Why not put this on the McGregor card? Try and promote Bo Nickel. Maybe get Conor to, you know, hype him up a little bit. You know, do Dana a favor. I think this makes sense opening up the card. More likely to be a finish than some other fights on this card, but let's move on to the second fight on the pay-per-view. This is one that I'm very proud of. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I was kicking around like Marvin Vettori versus Brendan Allen. I was kicking around Henry Cejudo being on the card, and I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I can make a better pay-per-view. I can make a more stacked pay-per-view with similar ranked guys. Let's do Joaquin Buckley versus MVP as the second fight on this pay-per-view. I feel like this would steal the show. I feel like this would steal the fucking show. Now, do I think my boy Buckley would get highlight reel clipped by MVP? Yes, I do, unfortunately, brother. But if he wins, it'll probably be by brutal KO himself. So this is a banger matchup. Number 11 versus number 13 in the rankings. Makes sense. Okay, MVP is in a weird spot where he's a big name, but all the big names above him are either booked or not going to fight him. Like Ian Gary's not going to fight MVP. You know, Gilbert Burns probably not going to fight MVP unless it's later on in the year. And MVP didn't really take any damage, so I don't want him sitting around forever. He's like 37. So with that in mind, I'm thinking Joaquin Buckley will say yes to fucking anything to do with being on a McGregor pay-per-view. Put him as the second fight on the card. Let's do MVP versus Buckley. Moving on to the featured fight of the card. I'm not going to talk too long about it because I've already made this fight in my last video. Let me tell you something, motherfuckers. Hey, shout out to MMA Guru, my brother. Let's do Moicano versus Hooker as the featured fight. Scrap of a fucking fight. I want to see Hooker up there next to Colby Covington. I feel like he'll soy out. And yeah, Moicano would be a good fight. It'd be a good post-fight interview if he wins. Co-main event, you already know what it is, dog. This is the last thing I want to talk about. Ian Machado Ferry, Mumble Mouth Ferry. It's time for you to stop being Conor McGregor. I want to see Colby versus Gary. They've sold me on this fight. The fact that Gary did not, you know, back down after getting 10-8'd, commendable, very respectable. And all jokes aside, this is an interesting matchup. I think Ian Gary's a little bit overrated at this point. There's literally people out there saying Gary wins by whatever he wants. Gary by brutal KO. Oh my God, Colby, please don't take this. You're going to get chinned. Dog. Come on, man. Ian Gary is not that fucking good right now, bro. I was hyping up Gary. I thought he was going to finish Jeff Neal. After seeing the Jeff Neal fight, yeah, he ain't chinning Colby, bro. If he wins against Colby, it'll be by decision. I think the best way to make this matchup competitive to the fans is to make it 5 rounds, because you know if it hits round 4 and 5, Colby Covington will mog this guy. And yeah, this is the ultimate way to build up the pay-per-view. You put Colby and Conor next to each other at a press conference. It's going viral. I can just see the clip now of Conor McGregor clutching up a 1v3, like roasting Colby, roasting Chandler, roasting Gary. Who else is up there? Dan Hooker probably tries to jump in. Hey, shut your mouth, you little fucking lesbian of a thing, mate. Nobody fucking asked you nothing. Shut your mouth. You're fucking covered in Sharpie fucking tattoos, you little fool. So I could just see Conor clutching up the 4v1. But yeah, this is my pay-per-view for UFC 303, as well as my prediction. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm very excited by this news. I'm also going to be talking tomorrow about the news of Islam versus Poirier, giving you guys my prediction on how Poirier is going to smoke Islam Makhachev. So subscribe if you want to see that and get the noti for it. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, man. Go follow me on the Instagram at Bedtime MMA. We're about to hit 4,000 followers, so appreciate you guys. See you in the next video, man. Goodbye.